Ah, shit. It is Friday the 23rd. I completely skipped Thanksgiving. I did not mean to. It's just that the things didn't really work out at the end of the day. And like, not only do I need to go back to Thursday to recap everything that happened, I actually have to go back to Wednesday because that was the last time I recorded. Okay, so I got caught up with my journals and planners after I recorded. Monica left to go hit Target, and on the way to get her bag, she ended up realizing that the lettuce that we bought on Tuesday was still in the bag. And this is kind of becoming a particular thing for the two of us because we just found out like after we bought that the romaine lettuce that apparently they're having a romaine lettuce recall. So like we're kind of confused. We don't know if we can eat it now. It's bad enough that it wasn't in the refrigerator for a whole day. It was pretty much just hanging out in my bag for like most of Wednesday. So like especially after what we've been reading about the E. coli outbreak for the romaine lettuce, we've been thinking maybe we should just toss it. But like, we spent $3 on it, and it's just, oh, I'm so annoyed. I don't want to waste the money, but at the same time, I don't know if it's okay to eat it, and I don't really feel like being sick. So it's just, so frustrating. Okay, so I went back on at like 3:30 to finish the pages. I ended up unloading the phone in the process and I edited like two audio files. I completed and loaded the pages at about like 4:30. I really don't remember when Monica got back from Target. All I know is that she ended up getting I think it was cheese. Is that what she got? She got cheese and she got this pencil that she wanted, and it came with the replacement lead, and she said it was like one of like three of that brand left over, and she couldn't believe how fast they sold out because like the first time she saw it had been there for a while and she didn't think it was going to sell out so quickly. I don't know, but she was lucky to get the color she wanted, so she got that. She ended up joining me. I don't remember what time she joined me. All I know is that she ended up going on the computer to type out her pages. I ended up going to bed before she did, and then she eventually came to join me between like 5 and 6 p.m. I don't really remember. It was like 2 days ago for me, so like I don't really remember. Okay, so I woke up at like 7:40, and then I ended up getting up at like 8:30, and I worked on the pages and I edited the audio, and I finished the drafts at about like 9:30. I printed them out at 9:45, and then I got as much as I could line arted before I got off at 10. I went to sleep. I woke up at 2 a.m. I got up at 2:30. I resumed editing the audio and then completing the line art. It sounded like it was raining. It was actually raining the morning of Thanksgiving. And I checked to see if I had gotten the e-check through my Bank of America for AT&T, and I didn't, so I ended up paying the AT&T bill straight through the main website, and I got that out of the way. And I finished the audio at about like 4:30 a.m. I ended up loading it to my cartridge. I completed the line art for page 10 at 4:50. I noticed I didn't like the dialogue for previous pages. I just barely uploaded the night before, so I spent a little bit of time just like fussing with those two pages a little bit and then reloading them to the locked blog before moving forward. So by the time I passed the pages off to Monica, it was already 5:50. That means it was almost 6 o'clock. I had 10 minutes to get her up. So like I didn't even bother trying to like go to sleep or anything. I just kicked her out of bed. So yeah. So she cooked the pizza for breakfast since it was Thanksgiving, and she's popped the cider open. I set my video to compress. We ate the pizza. We still have to go work on the pages. I specifically worked on the extras for chapter 29 and the volume 3 wallpapers. I went back on at 7:50 to scan and print them out again, and I haven't touched them since. I have to go back and work on them because like she's gonna run out of things to work on when I'm working on all the extras. So yeah. I ended up working further in chapter 44, but I still didn't manage to finish it, even though I kept thinking I'm definitely going to finish it, but there's still some issues with specific scenes. Almost I just need this one like bit of dialogue between Tilda talking to Fuir, and then Philippe revealing himself. So I had to like do something about that. I took a break at 9:30. Monica ended up hitting Albertsons because she wanted to get those truffles again. And in the process, she ended up finding the pilot acro balls that I wanted. Cause I've been looking at the acro balls every time we go to Albertsons, and it's the only place I've ever seen the acro balls at. And she got the two said it was pink and black, and they write very similarly to the what were they called, the Ink Joys. I feel like I like them a little bit better though, even though they technically don't look any better. But I don't know, I'm just biased because I like Pilot. I'm not really sure if the ink feels weird because it's been sitting around a grocery store for like 5 ever, so like, I don't know. But while she was away, I ended up using the recording program on my phone for the very first time, and I brainstormed, or more like I ended up sitting there and repeating back to myself everything that happened from the beginning of Volume 3 all the way up until the end of Volume 4, I believe. And I feel like the storyline moved much better than it felt like it did while we were working on it, and it just really surprised me because like I didn't expect it to feel so logical by the time I got to the end of it, because it just at some points it didn't feel logical at all. So I don't know, I guess because during all that time we had been in the thick of it. If I end up finding anything I don't like later around later next week or this week when I'm flipping through the chapters, because I usually proofread the chapters while I'm doing the extras. I'm gonna go through 21 and 22 between today and tomorrow, so most likely I'll probably find something that makes me feel uncomfortable about it. I don't know, maybe, who knows. Okay, so she got back, I tried out my pens. We made pot pie at 10:30. I went back on to load my video, but I completely forgot about it. I worked on the pages while we were watching random haul videos, and then I got tired and got off at about like 11:40, which is why I forgot to load my video. I crashed and woke up at 1:15. I resumed work on the pages. I didn't finish the pages until 5. So from 1:15 until 5 at night, I was working on the pages. It took me so long to like rework the dialogue in those 2 pages because I feel like they didn't emphasize the thing I wanted to emphasize the first time I wrote it. So I changed all that, and by the time that I finished, I loaded it at 5, and I was so damn tired, I just went straight to bed. So that's the reason why I didn't record yesterday. Ugh. And also the reason why I didn't load my video. So I had trouble sleeping all the way down to 9 p.m. I did not fall asleep until 10. And I assume this because I didn't wake up until like 11:30. And I got out of bed. I went straight to work on the last 2 pages, 11 and 12. The moment I got out of bed to go on the online, Monica got out of bed too. And I noticed that the Lion King teaser trailer came out. So we watched that for a moment. So far, all I can say is I don't understand why they made this movie. It doesn't make any sense to me. I doubt we're gonna go watch it. It was nice to see James Earl Jones. I'm a little concerned because like usually when an actor reprises or comes back for a franchise for something, they usually die like shortly after. So I really hope he doesn't die, but like I wouldn't be surprised if he does. That's such a negative thing to say, but like it concerned me. So yeah. Alrighty, so that around at that time when Monica went back to sleep after looking at the Lion King trailer, I was when I realized I didn't do the recording, so I had to go through my entire book, just like fixing all the dates of all my recordings because like I completely messed up. I ended up getting the e-check for AT&T like at the end of the day, which annoyed me so much. I'm like, oh my god, I just paid that this morning and here it is. If I have to get the next day, I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to make of it. I was telling Monica, I'm like, okay, I already paid it. Should I pay it again? Because like the money for next month is already in my account. So I'm like, I guess I should just pay it anyway. I don't know. It feels kind of pointless. So yeah, I checked on it this morning too. They already took out the money. So yeah. For some reason, my calculations were off. I thought I had like so much change in my account. I got the main dollar number correctly via all my my algorithms or my spreadsheets, but for some reason, I was short more money than I thought I did. Like I specifically just the change, and I have no idea why. Okay, so yeah. I ended up waking up after I ended up going to bed. I finished and I scanned the drafts at like 12:45. I finished the lineup for page 12 at 2 a.m. and then I got off and went back to sleep. I woke up at 5. I ended up breaking another .38 pen in the middle of working on page 11. And I was so surprised because like I did the same exact thing the last one did, where the inner ball of the face receded into the actual barrel, and it kept making scratchy effects, and I was like, shit, I broke this. So I ended up throwing it away. I came over here, I got the .38 that's in my my little blue container next to my floor space, and I ended up going back to the living room. That was exactly when I kicked Monica out of bed too, because like I was already in the room, and you know it was already 6. So I was like, okay, get out of bed. I told her about the pen, and then I went back and I resumed working. So when she went to the kitchen to make breakfast, that's when she told me about the romaine lettuce recall. And then we spent the rest of the morning trying to figure out if we were even going to eat the romaine lettuce we bought on Tuesday. So I scanned page 11 at like 6:40. I set up the pages while we were watching YouTube and eating breakfast. And then I passed the pages out to Monica at 7:30. So I just got off right now. That was like a day and a half worth of recap. This is what I need to do. I need today. I don't know when I'm gonna get a chance to do it, especially because it doesn't take her very long to finish coloring in the pages. So I think somehow at some point I need to print out or complete and print out the script for chapter 44. I don't know if I'm gonna get it done today. I need to though. It's like the first thing I need to do. I'm assuming if I wake up early in the middle of the night, I'm most likely probably gonna be doing it then. Other than that, I need to do that I need to storyboard it too. I would also like to get the storyboard printed out like immediately, but the issue is that it takes place at a gas station. It means I have to think about what the gas station looks like first and the surrounding area. Okay, so I need to complete the coloring for chapter 22 extra 1 and 2. If I don't do that today, I'm most likely going to do that either Saturday or Sunday. And then I need to sprint through the script for chapter 45. I'm thinking about doing 45 and 46 in tandem with one another and just going straight through it. 45 shouldn't take me that long because there is a combat scene in it. And if I don't get it in that chapter, I might have to get it in the next one. So the whole thing should only take 1 page to get through. It really should. What else is there besides that? I want to go somewhere today. I feel like I just want to be outside and go somewhere. I didn't really go anywhere during Thanksgiving. But we still have work we need to do. Today's Black Friday, so you know people got to be selling stuff. I don't know if I want to get anything at Michael's because like we've been talking about getting stuff at Michael's. Like Monica wanted to get the huge Prismacolor pencil set, and like I just kept thinking I didn't really feel like I wanted to shell out for it, and like, but if it's Black Friday and it's cheaper, then definitely I would like to go for it. I haven't checked the website, so go check the websites later and find out. But that's as much as I want to do. I did print out the wallpapers for volume 3, so I need to look at that. I haven't touched that since I printed it out. I don't even know where it is, where to go. And I can't remember if I'm supposed to refine it again. I think I'm supposed to refine it again because it looks very incoherent. So I should probably like do that. I also forgot to print out the one for chapter 29, so I have to do that too. So much. Alright then. I'm gonna take a break up until I'm gonna say like 8 something because it's 7:30 right now, so I figured maybe like between 8 and 9 I'll go back on again. For now, I assume I'm going to work on all my physical stuff that's not done yet. Like maybe work a little bit further into the Happy 30 chapters because like I was working on that a little bit yesterday and I didn't get very far in it. Is there anything else? No, I think that's virtually it. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Saturday, the first official day of my vacation, but I have to go back to Friday really quick. The annoying part is that I am recording like very late in the day. I'm was almost back to recording in the mornings, and I completely forgot to record this morning. So, I have no one but to blame but myself. Okay, so after I record, I worked on my to-do lists, and then I worked on the drafts for the Volume 3 wallpapers. So then, Monica finished filling in pages 11 and 12 at about like 8:30-ish. So we decided to leave for Fullerton right afterward. I accidentally left the internet on after I printed out coupons for Michael's. And like, I asked her while we were going down the street, did you check to see if the internet was off? And she said no. She assumed that I turned it off. And I was like, would you get mad if we come home and it's still on? I think we were gone for 4 hours. We left at about like 9. We hit Michael's. I ended up blowing like a crap ton of money finally getting those Tombow dual marker brush pen things. And like, I wasn't even sure if I was going to like them. I got the two that I was expecting to try, which was the skin tone one and what is it called? The monochrome one, the black and white one. Or the gray set. And like I got them for cheaper because they were like, I think they were reduced from like $20 something to $15 or something like that. I can't remember how cheap they were. And then I also found the Tombow liner pens there. They actually had them, and they've been on my wish list since I heard about them like earlier this year. So like I got those, and we used the coupon. I think the coupon only applied to those. I can't remember how much we got off, but it only came out to like about $32 for everything all together, which is like a total steal because those pens are actually like almost worth $30 a piece, just a few dollars shy of 30 in reality. So yeah, afterward we hit Target. We picked up some of the foods that we saw there that we wanted to try, mostly lots of Christmas junk. And Monica got this jacket she wanted. I saw this bag in the Black Friday clearance, and like it was obviously a summer bag, but like I couldn't throw it on top of it because I was already carrying bags. So I was like, no, I can't put a bag on my bag because it's bagception. I can't possibly get this, so I left it. Afterward, we ended up going down to the apartment complex that they had been building next to the plaza across the street where Costco is, and we just looked at it. They're still not done with it yet, but oh man, we were talking about what this place looked like when it was still a hole in the ground. So most likely they were trying to build a parking structure underneath. But it looks so good. It looks a lot like the Aspect, which is the place where we typically park our bikes. And like it's so good, but they're not done with it yet. They still have to put railings on certain staircases and whatnot, but it looks so good. Oh my god. Okay, so afterward we hit Office Depot. Actually, on the way there, we looked at the brand new Panera Bread building. They're almost done with it. I saw this woman cleaning off the drive-through, that kiosk for the drive-through. She was like cleaning it off, and I was like, wow, it looks so good. I also found a dime and a couple of pennies. Actually, I think it wasn't a dime. I found a nickel. Actually, I found a nickel earlier. I found a nickel after we had parked our bikes, and I used that at Target. And then I found another nickel and a couple of pennies passing through this parking lot here. We hit Office Depot. We wandered around circles. There wasn't really much that we wanted there. We just were looking at what they had, and their pens and their pencils. But we didn't find anything that we really wanted. But she was pointing out to me the leads. It just felt like the leads were such a ripoff. Okay, so afterward we ended up leaving and going to Walmart. That's when she pointed out to me that she was feeling really bad. She was starting to feel feverish. And she admitted to me that she started feeling feverish like earlier this morning. So I think I might have gotten her sick. I kept telling her, we breathe the same air. So like most likely I got you sick. Because like I had a sore throat for a few days. I'm still having a sore throat, honestly, but it's not as bad. So we hit Walmart. We wandered around a bit. We got $20 worth of food. And we also got the command hooks for the mirrors and the clock that we got earlier last month. So we got that. We ended up hitting Dollar Tree like right afterward, and we got tissues. I completely forgot to check to see if they had vellum because I wanted to get Monica some vellum so she could practice drawing with it, tracing things. And like it completely escaped my mind. I don't know if we got anything else. I think mostly just got tissues and that's it. So we went home. We got back at like 1. The internet was on and we were both upset about that, but I still had work to do, so I had to go on regardless. The one thing I looked around for all day long was masking tape, and I didn't want to pay like an outrageous amount of money for masking tape. And like I was hoping Dollar Tree would have it, but they didn't. So yeah. Alrighty. So I worked on the pages as soon as I got home. We ate lunch, and then I worked on the pages until 2 p.m. I got so tired and I got off. I ended up trying out the new Tombow liners on the chapter 29 comic extra where If We Are is leaving. I got through most of it, but I didn't get through all of it. There's still a bunch of little parts that I'm missing. I stopped to finish this picture of Pasha that I was working on, so that's done. The tips are really, really hard. I mean that's it's not unusual, but at the same time, I'm used to the tips kind of being being a little bit flexible, and these are actually pretty hard. The barrels sort of remind me of the Spectrum Noirs, but I really didn't like the way the Spectrum Noirs felt. The exterior of the pens for the Tombows are very similar to the Statlers. They're very matte, and so they feel very good. So I like them a lot. I have a little bit of trouble controlling the 3, but I got the 5 and the 1 like very well. I'm really good at them. Alrighty, so then Monica got up after soon as she was feeling better. I have no idea what time it was. We ended up cleaning out the teapot because she thought the teapot was what made her sick, and I told her I probably made her sick. So if I made her sick by transferring my sickness from through the teapot, we cleaned it out anyway. We made honeybush. I got some salt water. What else did I do? I went back on at 3:30. I only managed to complete page 12, and then I got super tired. I stopped in the middle of page 11. I got off at 5, and we went straight to bed. Alrighty, so then I woke up at around 3, but I didn't get out of bed until like 4-ish. I had got my period, so I took a painkiller at 4:30. I completed the artwork for the pages and I uploaded them. So chapter 43 is completely up. I ended up getting off at about like 6:30. I went back to the restroom and hung out there for a while. We ended up eating breakfast in the bedroom, and we hit Albertson's, Target, and Northgate first thing in the morning. So we needed water, we needed vegetables, and we needed no, actually, that was virtually it. Target, we just got an impulse buy. I see they released new baby doll clothing for autumn, and one was this little fox set. It's exactly like the set we got Rio for spring last year. So we ended up getting that for her, and we also got some new water bottles for carrying around. We changed from the Smart Water to Life Water. I think it's the name of the brand. But Monica wanted to try them just because the bottles are aesthetically pleasing. They're all water. Okay, so like I said, after Target we hit Northgate, we got the water, we got home, and then we got home. Monica made lunch early, and I rushed to finish the script for chapter 44. Rush is such a weird word because I feel like I mastered it in that last moment. I reread the whole entire thing, and then I started from which Clotilda was just like, what the hell is going on? And Clotilda pretty much grilled Fouillard, and then Fouillard grilled her back, and I was like, oh god, this is perfect. So like it ends with Philippe showing up, so I'm really excited for this. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to storyboard. I hope I can at least do it tomorrow, because like it'll be on my list of offline things I can do. I really need to know how much of this script is gonna end up in here, because it's a small fight scene between Fauna and Clotilda. It's really small. If Fouillard shuts it down like really quickly, so I most likely I can't make that very long. Originally I want to make it long, so I was to show that Pasha doesn't know how to handle people like that. But then like he ends up handling Fouillard and LaBelle later, so I feel like yeah, I think it should be fine. I'll just skip it. Alrighty, so after we ate lunch, we left for Daiso at about like 10:30. I took another medication after that, because like at 10:30 was around the time I guessed I would need to take another painkiller. So we hit Daiso, and I went insane there. There's so many things I wanted. I went crazy and I got a lot of things. I got two things of brown clay. I don't know when I'm gonna have a chance to mess with those, but I would definitely want to try two. I want to try to sculpt again. Specifically, I want to sculpt, like I said, ball joint doll heads. Monica's no longer using the oven to make anything, so I'm going to be using the the remaining tin foil for that. Okay, so at Daiso we ended up getting that lead 5 pen, a whole bunch of lead 5s, and I think she wanted, was it B or AB2B or HB? I can't remember what the name of the size was. All I know is that she wanted a certain size that was like nice and dark. I ended up getting we ended up getting a few things for the kitchen, and then she wanted to get a Christmas Nemo pad for the season. Oh, I don't remember what else was that we got. I'm trying to recall off the top of my head. I want to try the Tombow Mono eraser, so I got those. I got her the new landscape clipboard like mine, so she threw away the old one. Oh, what else is there? What else is there? There's so many different things. I wanted to get a paper tray, but I ended up passing on that. I couldn't justify it. And I'm kind of feel like I should just go and forget it. What else is there? Nothing else is coming to mind. There was a few things that I wanted that I kind of felt like hell I can make that. And one of them was this, like, I guess you could say it was like a accordion vision board book or something like that. I can't describe it. It doesn't make any sense how to describe it. And like I looked at it and I'm like, okay, no, this is too easy to make. I can literally make this at home. So yeah, is there anything else? Then we ended up hitting Five Below, and we got this fanny pack that Monica wanted because she was telling me she didn't feel comfortable carrying her wallet in her pants or her jacket, so she wanted it for that. I'm a little worried about her putting her wallet on a fanny pack. Anyone could like pop it off of her and run off with it. Ugh. Okay, so then after that we hit TJ Maxx and we wandered around there and we ended up getting a another journal for her because like I wanted to flip through the journals. That was like the only thing of value of that there. I couldn't even find anything that I wanted from there. After that we hit Walmart and we got this lip balm and then Christmas cookies, and that was it. So then we left at like 1. I think we got home at about like 1:30. We unpacked all of our stuff. We threw a bunch of things away that we didn't need anymore, and we a lot of stuff that was being replaced by stuff, because up to this point, especially that one the organizers that she got for the kitchen, were originally what was there was cardboard, so like she ended up throwing some of that stuff away. So yeah, we threw some stuff away, we unpacked, and then we took a shower. So that pretty much is where we are right now. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back on, and I have to finish the chapter 22's extra artwork because it's been sitting there and I haven't had a chance to work on it. I'm also still trying to get through all my watch later queue for YouTube. Is there anything else? I think that's virtually it. I don't know if there's anything else that's like of super mega importance. I know there's a lot of videos I'm in the middle of I haven't finished. They're kind of long. So I've been seeing some mixed reviews for the new Wreck-It Ralph movie. Someone said that it's more about the internet than anything else. It kind of makes me feel like, why'd they bother using these characters? They literally could have made new characters for this. So, but other than that, some people said it was kind of good. It was up there with Big Hero 6. I didn't know Big Hero 6 was a bad movie. I mean, I haven't seen it. I still have not seen it yet. So, I don't know. Is there anything else? No, I think that's virtually it. I have so much on my plate this week, so this is what I need to get done. Besides the chapter 22 extras, my goal is to do 21 and 22's extras in the next 2 days. And then load from 21 to 23, and then work on 20, 24, 25, and 26, and then just keep trying to do them 3 at a time from that point. Because I'm trying so hard to get to the end, but I just don't have a lot of the latter half of my stuff done. Like, oh, there's just one set of extras. I forgot. I scanned it. I didn't give it to Monica. I should give that to her. It's the second extra for chapter 28, I think, and that's done. That's been done. I finished that like last chapter, so I can set that up for her and give her that to color in. Other than that, I think that's virtually it. And then I need to finish the over here behind me. I have the half finished second extra for chapter 29. And then I have the Happy 30 chapters. I'm still working on that. I've been working on that for a couple of months now, frustratingly. Is there anything else? I think that's virtually it. I cannot think of anything else. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Sunday, but I have to go back to Saturday really quick. So I resumed work on the extra art for chapter 22. But before I did that, I ended up passing off the line art for the second extra for chapter 28 to Monica, and then I printed out the drafts for the volume 3 wallpapers, as well as the chapter 29 second extra. And in between working on all that, I ended up recalculating the budget, and we actually went at negative like $20 something into the month of November, and most likely we did that today while we were out. So yeah, thankfully we don't really need to buy anything until maybe Wednesday this next week, because we should be out of water by then. Other than that, I don't really know. I got as far as coloring in Pasha and Agnes's skin and their hair and their eyes. And then I ended up getting off at about like 5. The last thing I did at the end of the day was update all my to-do lists for the next week. Alrighty, so I woke up at 3 a.m. I found out that I bled all over the bedding, so I asked Monica to get out of bed so I can remove it and wash it. And then while I was washing it, she ended up taking the old bedding and putting it back on the bed. And so while it was drying, I ended up going back on at like 3:30 to finish the artwork. I finished the art at about like, I think it was 4:30, and I applied it to the templates. And then I ended up proofreading through chapter 21. And while I was proofreading it and fixing it, I ended up typing out all the major points that I ended up raising in it. And that was all I could do. So I ended up leaving it at that. I got off at like 5:40. Is that what it was? No. It was 5:50. I got off at 5:50, and I kicked Monica out of bed at 6, and then I went straight to see if I could replicate that one accordion book that I keep seeing at Daiso. So I picked out all the dark pink cardstock that I had because Monica doesn't like it, and I started creating little like folded sheets, and I started gluing them together. I ended up smashing them in between to be the cover of the book, a piece of watercolor paper, and that is as much as I did with it. I really like about the accordion book that I made. I try not to make it too long. I like how the accordion extension kind of acts as a secondary. Technically, it's not just secondary, but like there's even like a third, second and third spread. So like the reverse side of the accordion is a spread, and then the front flap that I make can be a spread too, and then like the center is also a spread. So there's so many different spreads, and now I just need to figure out how to like divide them all up so I can figure out what section is going to be what for a vision board later. At the moment, I don't have the ink to print out anything. I don't want to be printing stuff onto a vision board that's not in color because I feel like it's kind of pointless. So yeah, I ended up finishing off the last of my my duct tape. I fancy fashion duct tape on it, and I even used a little bit of my silver washi on the back side of it. And I kind of feel like I should have used washi on all of it because like it looks inconsistent now, but I figure that it's going to be covered in stuff at some point, so I'm not trying to worry about it at the moment. Anyway, so I finished it before we ate breakfast. After we ate breakfast, we went for a walk. We were trying to go to the colonies, but I ended up having to go to the bathroom. We tried to use the restroom at Starbucks, but it wasn't open, so we checked Subway. The trouble is that the moment I approached the Subway bathroom, it said on it that it was only for customers, and I didn't have money to buy anything. So I peed and I ran. So then we hit Vaughn's and we wandered around, looked at the stationery and whatnot, and then we went to CVS and we did the same thing. We went all the way around and cut through the center street, and then we started heading towards the colonies, but we only brushed the side of them because we were interested in seeing if 7-Eleven had any stationery. And when we hit the 7-Eleven at the end of the street, they had like a pitiful stationery section. And if you saw me earlier complaining about being accused of stealing because you have a bag on my Twitter, this was the place where I got frustrated with it because like they had a sign that said you're not allowed to have anything, any have a carrying bag on you when you enter the store, which I think is stupid and ridiculous. And I had already spent the whole entire walk wandering around collecting bottles and cans. So when we wandered around the place, I was carrying my bag, but before I entered the building, I ended up knotting it. The bag, I knotted so that way it wouldn't look like I took anything from there. But I think that the woman at the front desk assumed that I did because she said, hey, as I was leaving. But I was walking like super slowly by the time I was heading out the door because I was trying to figure out if she was talking to me. And then like by the time I was heading out, she didn't say anything. So I figured she must have realized that the thing was full of trash or that it was knotted. I don't know. All I know is that it left me kind of annoyed. It left Monica annoyed too. And we both agreed we weren't going to go back. But not for just the fact that happened, but because there wasn't really anything there to see. They had such little to nothing in that building. I swear the 7-Eleven that Dad used to go to back where we used to live when we were growing up is much bigger. Okay, so yeah, I ended up finding in total like a crap ton of bottles, but I haven't done anything with them at the moment. And I found a lot of change. I found a dime, a nickel, and 3 pennies, so it's about 18 cents. Alright, so when we got home, we ate lunch, and then I spent the rest of the time completing chapter 21's first and second extra, which is mostly text. I knew what I wanted for Agnes. I had a vague idea what I wanted for Fauna, but I couldn't execute all of it because just all that information didn't fit, and then I was stumped by the time I got to Pasha. I was like, I can't think of a shit for him. So I'm like very upset with how bad Pasha's thing came out. I think I need to go back to the previous extra and read whatever was there. I think it was mostly the notes for the malware. I don't really know. All I know is that I'm thinking about going back and like reading it and seeing if it makes sense. Other than that, I feel like as far as the chapter's concerned, it just kind of recaps what the chapter hits on. The thing that I wanted to shine a light on that I couldn't shine a light on was the fact that Fuira's in love with someone, and he never told Fana. But that becomes null and void by that point. In fact, the only thing she's thinking about is going to see Dominique and seeing Byron and Clotilda again. And that's it. I figure that she pretty much just passes. It's like, well, if he's in love with somebody, then I can't blame him for being upset with Dominique. That's all she ends up saying. So I'm like, okay, I don't know. It makes me mad because I want her to think about it, and like it never gets brought up again until like the next volume. In volume like 5, the beginning of volume 5. So like so annoying. I finished it. I haven't gone and uploaded anything yet. I need to turn all of chapter 21 into 2-page spreads for Smack Juice. Haven't done that yet. And I haven't loaded to Tapas, so I need to do that. I got off at noon, and then I spent an hour working on making Rio a new shirt pattern because I got that masking tape and I was using it to make a better form fit to her body. This masking tape is sucky. It does not stick. It does not stick. I came up with something. I don't know if it's gonna work. It doesn't seem anything like the previous it doesn't seem anything like previous patterns I've ever made. So I'm really nervous about it. And then we ended up looking at our sewing supplies that we collected over the last year, and I ended up opening up all the buttons and putting them in a container. And then we put some buttons on the baby doll outfits that we ended up getting Rio over the last 2 years. And I feel like it was so easy to match the buttons to the first outfit that we got, but the second outfit was more difficult. We had a choice between blue and like a dark red brown, and Monica liked the dark red brown, so she sewed that onto her jumper. So yeah, she looks good. Okay, so Monica's making burgers. We're gonna go back on and we're gonna watch Suriname. So that's coming up. I wanted to do something offline, either the storyboard or the line art. And since Monica's already done with the chapter 28 second extra, I think I should try to finish the first extra for chapter 29 for her, or the second extra chapter 29. I have to do either of the two. All I know is that I need to do some line arting. So I'm thinking about doing that during Suriname, but I don't really know. I'm most likely just eating. As far as I know, there's anything else I need to do on the computer aside from load what I completed. So that's virtually it. And even then, I'm not sure if I want to go straight to doing that. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Monday, but I have to go back to Sunday really quick. So I went back on about 2. We ate a light dinner while watching Suriname. I ended up loading chapter 21 to Smack Jeeves and Tapas, and I did a little bit of line arting through the volume 3 wallpapers. I got off at 4. I worked a little bit more on the wallpapers, but more or less I ended up crashing sometime after that because I was exhausted. I ended up waking up at about like 3, but I didn't get up until like 4:30. I went straight to work on the chapter 22 proofread. I took a few notes that I needed for the extras, and then I read through chapter 23. I know I proofread through some of it beforehand when I was first doing the oh, what is it called? When I was first doing the extras for like a few weeks ago, and I I don't know if I keep changing the text in this one box where LaBelle makes a comment about whether or not the girls are with Pasha. But the thing is that he should not have even known or cared that Agnes was with Pasha. He should mostly have just cared that Fauna was with Pasha because he left him with her. So I ended up having to rechange the phrase so that it focused more on whether or not Pasha was with Fauna. Okay, and that was basically it. There wasn't anything else that needed to be fixed. But yeah, after that, we ended up eating breakfast, and afterward I completed the liner for the chapter 3 wallpapers. I passed them off to Monica, and then I completed the Today I Learned section of the chapter 22 extras. I loaded new music to my phone, and then I got off at about like 8. I resumed work on the chapter 29 first extra liner, and I finished that. I put on the computer to scan. And after that, I ended up going straight to work on the chapter 44 storyboard, and it took a while for me to suss my way through it. I ended up having to sort of like pair off specific short abrupt scenes with double panels. So I don't know how to explain it. All I know is that because I did that, this chapter felt like more funny than it was initially supposed to. And I didn't expect it to come out so funny. It didn't feel funny when I wrote it. It literally just felt like, okay, well, this is everyone being stressed out. But then, despite the fact that all the characters are stressed out in it, they kind of come off as funny. I don't know how to explain it. All I know is that it's been a while since there was a chapter that felt funny, and I feel like this one definitely does it. Okay, so after that, I put the storyboard back on the computer. Now I can go forward with the chapter 45 script, which I'm extremely excited for. We ended up eating lunch, and then shortly after we ate lunch, we ended up hitting Vaughn's. So yeah, Vaughn's, we picked up food for just the lunch portion of our meals. We just picked up food for Wednesday and Thursday because money comes in on Friday, and then tomorrow we have enough food for tomorrow, so that's it. We got back at about like 12:30. I resumed work on the chapter 22 extras, and then I ended up finishing them and loading them just right now. It's like 2:30, so I got off. What I need to do now is to actually load chapter 22 and 23 to Smack Jeeves. That's literally all I have left to do. I don't know if I want to try to load 21, 22, and 23 to the live journal. If I get that out of the way, then I won't have to worry about it. But like, I'm also feeling like I don't want to fuss with it at the moment. Chapter 24 is essentially like one page. It's tomorrow I'm gonna be working on that. I think I should also do the Today I Learned for the next chapter, which is 25. I should do that early, so I don't have to worry about that as much. I don't know what else I'm going to need to be worried about later. I think I have another one of those upcoming as well. I'm thinking chapter 26. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I have to consider it also. Is there anything else that's on my mind besides that? Is there anything interesting happening tomorrow? Not that I know of. I'm happy I'm being able to more or less keep a consistent pattern of working on every extra every single day. I mean, like the last time I had to do this, I do remember accidentally skipping a specific day or a specific chapter. So I'm hoping I can get all the way through to chapter 27. I do have some parts for 28. Specifically, I have this thing Monica colored that is on her cartridge. I haven't taken it off yet. I don't know I'll get it done in time. Not done in time for the weekend. I think I'm going to be doing 28, 29, and 30 within like the first week of December. Not really sure since some of the parts for 29 and 30 are not ready yet. So worst case scenario, I'll probably be finishing those during my 2-week vacation at the end of the year. I don't know. All I know is that I really, really, really need to get that done. Is there anything else? I also want to start thinking about what the gas station is gonna look like, because like I need to like plan out the environment for the gas station before we start working on chapter 44 next week. And while I'm at it, I need to also plan out the extra bedroom in Gin's house, because like I need to get a shot of that for Fuyar's scene where he's packing up and leaving in chapter 29. Okay, so anything else happening tomorrow? I don't know if I have enough brain power to work on chapter 45 today. It's definitely on my to-do list for tomorrow. And the only other thing I have to finish is the Happy 30 Chapters thing. And then I still have that line art draft for chapter 31's second extra. That's where Fuyar is sneaking off and trying to pass Warren and Ivy. If I don't do anything for the script for chapter from 45 today, I have, like I said, tomorrow, and then I have the day after. So up until Wednesday, I think, is the latest I can possibly work on it. I don't think I have any space for it ahead on Thursday and Friday. I don't recall ever writing it. Yeah, I didn't write it. No, here it is. Yeah, it's on Thursday. Okay, I want to say yes. Friday doesn't have it. Okay, so I have until Thursday to get as far into it as possible. So I'm gonna like try to like sprint through 45 and 46, just get down the main points, and then just keep sussing through it for the rest of the week, because like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to complete it. And I will be doing that physically when I'm offline, when I'm off the computer. Other than that, I think that is virtually it. I have to unload this phone in 2 more days, so not tomorrow, but I say Wednesday is when I have to unload this phone, and so I have to figure out how to work some things around that. So I will try my best. Is that all? Yeah, I think so. Alright then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Tuesday, but I have to go back to Monday really quick. The last thing I did was work a little bit on my journals and planners and to-do lists at the end of the day, and then we went to bed early at like 3. Despite that, I had a shit time trying to get some sleep. I woke up sometime around 2, but I did not get up until 3, and even then it was practically 4. So I ended up collecting any of the extra artwork that I sent to Monica over the last like few days, because she had finished all of them. And then I passed off to her anything that I hadn't actually, given her yet that was already done. After that, I proofread through chapter 24 and 25. I remembered to take notes for 24, but then I completely forgot to take notes for 25, so I had to go back and reread it again and then take notes. Other than that, I finished the proofread for chapter 24 at like 4:30, and then the proofread for chapter 25 at about 5. And then I spent all the way up until 6 o'clock working on the Today I Learned. I kicked Monica out of bed to make breakfast, and then I worked until breakfast, and we watched a little bit more of that one guy, Hoops and Hip Hop. We watched a little bit more of his Let's Play of Let's Go Eat Pikachu. So we watched that until we were done eating, and then we got off at about like 7, I think it was. So we went for a walk. I found a dime, 3 pennies, and a quarter. I cannot believe I found a quarter. Oh my god, that's always so rare. Except for that one time, I think I found like 2 quarters or 3. I can't remember how many quarters it was. I remember finding a couple of multiple quarters in different neighborhoods over the course of a few days, but I can't remember when it happened. I think it was over the summer. Oh yeah, but we got back at about like, I think it was 8:30. Monica went straight to work on the art for the first section of chapter 29. And I ended up trying to suss through chapter 45 and 46's scripts, sort of. I was working on the summaries. I pretty much brain dumped what I thought was supposed to happen in the summary, and then I looked back over the outlines and I tried to make the outlines match. So I think I'm almost ready to start tackling this, because like that was just supposed to help me decide what was really the most important topics that needed to be addressed. And I feel like for chapter 45, the major climax is the climax of the outline is supposed to be when the character realizes what the proper solution is. And in chapter 45, Pasha realizes that fighting Philippe is not the answer. It's working with Philippe that's the answer. And then, or at least trying to negotiate with Philippe is the answer. And then in 46, he realizes that Philippe is going to stop at nothing until Dominique hurts him personally. and that is his conclusion. And I want him to say this out loud to not only piss off Fauna, but to also piss off Philippe. Because, like, that's the point in which both of those people are supposed to sort of start turning on him. So, yeah. Let's see. I want to say sort of because it doesn't happen all at once. It happens to, like, over a period of time where they start losing, I don't want to say faith. Good favor with Pasha. Alrighty. So, what else happened after that? I worked all the way up until, like, 9. I went back on. And then I continued typing out the extras for chapter 24. So I got as far as finishing the first half, which is the top part. But the second half, I still haven't done it yet because I'm still trying to think of what exactly I need to say. It's mostly about Agnes and her father. We ate lunch. We watched more of Hoops and Hip Hop, but not that much. And then we got off to go take a shower, which leads me to right now. It's probably like 11. I don't really know what time it is right now. It's probably like 11, if not like 10:50 or 10:40. We were hoping to go to that arts and crafts thing. We're not really sure like where it takes place. We know it takes place between 1 and 2. Monica thinks that she read that it takes place in the front office, and I am used to most things taking place in the community room, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was there too. So we're gonna have to find out. I think it's in the front office though. But yeah, I'm kind of like not too enthusiastic about finding out what they're gonna make us do. I kind of think that it's gonna be one of those like, you know, pathetic little arts and crafts thing. Oh, why am I even gonna do this? I could be spending that time working on the extras. Is there anything else that's on my mind? Not that I could think of. Today I think was the what recording is this? It's like the 5th recording of this week. So tomorrow I need to do the 6th recording. I need to edit the audio, and I also need to start working on the layouts for what I want the bedroom in Gin's flat to look like, and the gas station that's going to take place in chapter 44. So I want to have those. I want to either start them or have them finished by then. I want to get that gas station off my mind, because like when I think gas station, I instantly think of the one over here in the corner where my house is, and I feel there's not enough there to make that an effective gas station for us. So like, I don't know, I'm just gonna like try not to make it look like that kind of gas station. I don't know, just keep looking for other gas stations. Is there anything else? No, I think that's virtually it. Alright then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Wednesday, but I have to go back to Tuesday really quick, so I rested until 12. We tried to go down to the art class, but we got there too early, and then we wandered around for a little bit, and when we got back, we checked the mail, and then we ended up noticing that someone else came for the same class, and she was just coughing and hawking up stuff all over the place, and we were like, never mind, we don't want to get sick because of her. So we ended up picking up the mail and taking it back home. So yeah, I got back at about like 12:50, so we spent an hour just like meandering about. I resumed work on the chapter 24 extras. I completed them at about like 3 p.m. I think it was 3. But I only managed to load them to Tapas. I didn't end up loading it to Smack Jeeves. I went straight to bed. Alright, so I woke up at 2 in the morning. I got up at 3. Specifically, I got up at 3:30. The first thing I did was ended up loading the chapter 24 to Smack Jeeves. And then I proofread through chapter 26. And then I ended up typing out all of chapter 25 extra, and then I loaded that to the Smack Cheese and the Tapas mirrors, and I got up and I kicked Monica out of bed. While she was cooking, I ended up coloring through a little bit of the wallpapers, but I didn't really get very far. So then I ended up getting off at about like I think it was 7. It was right after breakfast. We had to watch a bunch of YouTube stuff, and I think I mostly did like specific character skins on the artwork, and that was it. So then we hit Northgate. We ended up browsing the store a little bit, and we ended up realizing that they actually carry some of the Meiji Japanese candies. Candies are like snacks. the little pandas, and then they had the Pocky and whatnot. And we wanted to get some, but then when we went to the water, because we were picking up water from Northgate, they didn't actually have the cheap water. They usually sell water for like 80 cents. So we had to leave everything behind. We went all the way to the 99-cent store at the other side of the plaza, and we ended up getting the Niagara water there for $1 each, and that it was more expensive in the long run, but it was definitely more cheaper than what they were selling water for at Northgate. They had it for like $1.19, so it was much cheaper. On the way to and from, we ended up finding a crap ton of pennies and 1 nickel. So I think in total now we have like 67 cents. I don't remember how much money it was spent. All I know is that I want to spend it. Okay, so we got back at about 9. Monica went back on the computer, and then I went to work on the script for chapter 45. I'm struggling with it. I'm trying to figure out how to balance Fouillard and Philippe's argument. I was trying to get the whole thing done briskly in just 1 page, but I feel that they have so much to say that like I'm on the other side of the page now, and they haven't even gotten to the point yet. And what's it called? I'm pacing the argument, and I feel like the other characters need to kind of like interject in the middle of it. I've just been focusing solely on what Fouillard and Philippe are saying. So I'm like, I'm in a shit situation right now. I have to rewrite this, but I'm trying to see it through the end so I can just get the crap out first, so then I can fix it. Because usually if I don't fix it today, I'll probably fix it like later. I have like until like next week to get this down, and that's cutting it close. And I really wanted to get ahead this week, and like it's already the middle of the week. It's hump day. Alrighty, so Monica eventually got off at about 9:30, and she rested for a bit. And then we got to talking, and she wanted to go back to Northgate and get the snacks. So she ended up leaving to go do that. She ended up getting vanilla pandas, chocolate pandas, and then some Mr. Good bars, and that's it. So we left the Pocky behind, because originally we wanted to get Pocky, but Pocky's only so good. It gets boring. Okay, so I ended up stopping after she had gotten back. We ate lunch at about 10. And then we rested until I can't remember how long we were resting. I know that I was messing with a bunch of my my journals and planners and stuff during that time. And then I went back on like around like between 11 and 12. I don't really remember. So I went back on, and she watched YouTube in the corner of my screen while I was typing out the second extra for chapter 26. I just finished that right now. It's 1 something. I don't remember what time it was specifically. It's like 1 something. I loaded to Tapas. I still need to load it to Smack Jeeves. I want to work on the wallpapers. So I'm hoping to get this audio out of the way. I'm going to edit through all the audio files right now as soon as I'm done unloading this. And I'm going to try to get through all that artwork. Because like I have a lot of artwork I'm behind on. And like I really wanted to get to chapter 28. But I still have stuff for chapter 28 I need to color. So that's not good. I think also chapter 28 needs a today I learned, or is it I don't remember if it needs a today I learned, or if it needs a ask Amymone. That means I actually have to type out another ask Amymone. I only did like 3, and I need at least like 5 to finish the volume. So that's a thing I need to do. I feel like I pretty much made good time. The only thing I didn't do was I still haven't thought about the gas station they're going to be at in the next chapter, and I still haven't thought about the bedroom that's attached to Gin's flat. Gin technically should have 2 bedrooms, his own and that room that used to be Simon's. So like I haven't thought about it. I should think about it. I wonder if those rooms should be connected, because that actually would make sense that they're connected via the closet, or like they have their own private bathroom. That'd be kind of awkward. I also wonder if I should try to just do the rooms as if they are in a vortex and just draw them at random, or if I actually should really still try to figure out how to fit them to the actual building, because like I barely remember what the building is supposed to look like. I have a general idea. I know there's like a kitchenette in the corner, and then like a vague semblance of our living room. I better like rethink it over and try to polish it a bit more, because like the characters are going to spend a decent amount of time there in the latter half of the story, so I better like get that shit together. Alrighty then, what else happened? I think that's virtually it. So she's on right now, I'm recording, and yeah, I think that's virtually, I cannot think of anything else. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one.